Good Tuesday night, everybody. Sorry this is a day late. I know I promised this would be out Monday. I failed to do that, and I'm sorry about that. But welcome to the Divisional Round Recap. I'm Mason Spesky, your host. I promise you this one will be very quick today. We only have 4 games to discuss, and it's all going to be the lead up to the conference championship. That video will be out Friday. That I can promise you. So that video will be out Friday. The conference championship preview and predictions. That one should take all 5 minutes, if anything. So just wanted to throw that out there. Super Bowl one will probably take longer because we'll take a look at everything. So just wanted to put that stuff out there. But here we go. This one will be brief, as I said. First game we're going to look at now is the Ravens beating the Texans by a final score of 34-10 in Baltimore Saturday. This one comes a little bit of a surprise to me. I expected the Texans to stay competitive. They did in the first half, but other than that, I mean, C.J. Stroud, he didn't do a whole lot, considering all the hype that went around him. I mean, I like the guy because he's very religious, and he defied what I thought he would be. I thought he would be terrible in the NFL. He did great this year, and I respect all the crap out of him. But, yeah, he had a good year, and sad to see that. But, yeah, he couldn't do anything. He'll mature, though. It's only his rookie year. He got this far, and it'll end up paying off. Trust me. So things will get better soon for them. Might not have the best years next year, Houston, just because they're still young and everything. But they'll still be competitive. That division will be competitive for a long time. As for Baltimore, they didn't look strong in the first half. However, the second half, they just dominated. So that's good to know. And it'll be interesting to see if this team could go back to the Super Bowl. So that'll be interesting for sure. Packers lost to the 49ers 24-21 Saturday night at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California. 49ers, they didn't look very good at all. They didn't look very good at all. I will be honest with you. They looked awful. They're so lucky they won that game. They really are. Part of it, yes, Deebo Samuel was hurt, a lot of it. And the lever was crappy. It was horrible lever there. Sorry to all those. If anybody's watching from San Francisco and went to the game, I'm sorry it set out in that weather. Crappy. And that's actually what Mondays with Mason will be about this week, which I'm just about to film. So just keep tuned for that one, the crappy weather. So just keep an eye out for that. As for, though, this game, San Francisco did not look very good at all. That's concerning. We'll have to see what happens with Deebo. If Deebo plays, I think they'll be okay. But if he doesn't, man, it's going to be rough. But it'll be interesting to see what happens with San Francisco for sure, but they played like garbage Saturday night. If I had to grade them between A and F, they'd be lucky to get a C. Literally lucky. Green Bay played the better game. And I will say that. San Francisco just got the ball back in the end, and Shanahan drew the offense how he wants it, and he knows how to work plays. And that's important. I was reading a tweet that said Shanahan's a great play caller, which he is, but a terrible clock manager. I don't know about that. The second part I don't know about, but he didn't manage that clock too bad on Saturday night against the Packers in the end. But give Jordan Love, give Green Bay credit. They have one of the brightest futures in the league. It's going to be super interesting to see them, the next team we're going to talk about here in just a matter of seconds, and the Bears, and possibly even the Vikings go at it. So yeah, that'll definitely be an interesting one, that's for sure. Next up, I told you guys we were going to talk about this team in a couple seconds, and here we are getting ready to talk about them. Detroit Lions 31 defeating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers by a final score of 31-23 at Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan, Sunday afternoon. Detroit could have played much better, but they still found a way to get the job done. Nothing's going to be easy at this point for them. They're in the playoffs. It's the playoffs. All these teams are good, but they should have beat both the teams they played by more, I feel like. So, and I think they need to improve their pass defense. Yes, at times it is excellent, especially in the red zone. However, it is awful sometimes. Awful. You can't let a receiver torch you, especially if Deebo plays Sunday. So they need to work on that. The run defense didn't look as good for the Lions, so they definitely need to work on fixing that because CMC is up next. But they've faced, and we were talking about this today in my math class or my business or my calc class, about quarterbacks and how people are happy for Brock Purdy. And I am too. He's a good guy, and he deserves it. God bless him. He is a system quarterback, though. Whether anybody likes it or not, I know the 49ers disagree with it, but he is a system quarterback. I like Brock Purdy in college. I followed him at Iowa State, and I like the guy. But when you look at this, Kenny Pickett was drafted 20th overall to the Steelers. Malik Willis was drafted in the 3rd round by the Titans. Desmond Ridder, 3rd round, Falcons. And Matt Corral, 3rd round, Carolina. Heck, Bailey Zappi was drafted in the 5th round by New England. Bailey Zappi is one of the worst quarterbacks in football. Matt Corral isn't even playing. God bless him. Malik Willis barely even sees the field. Desmond Ridder is being booted out of Atlanta with the new head coach and OC, most likely. Who's the other one I'm missing? And Kenny Pickett is probably not in jeopardy in Pittsburgh. But yet the last pick of the draft, Mr. Irrelevant comes in and it shocks the world. Look at Jimmy Garoppolo. He played awful to the point where he got benched in Las Vegas. He didn't play awful to the point where he was benched in San Francisco. Heck, San Francisco, and this tells you something about this organization. They wanted Zach Wilson out of BYU. That's why they moved up from 12 to 3 in the 2021 NFL Draft. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise, because there's rumors, and I believe those are true. Zach Wilson, I don't know if he would have even he isn't a very good quarterback. Yet he would have succeeded in this offense. Look at Sam Darnold. Even Sam Darnold, who was awful in New York, awful in Carolina, he succeeded in this offense. There's a common denominator. It's the system, and people need to accept that. If you put Kenny Pickett in that San Francisco offense, I bet you he's one of the top 10 quarterbacks in our league. Certain offenses work. You cannot run an offense where it's easy for second graders to guess what you're doing. I mean, people have told me that them and their spouses sit and watch the Steeler games and predict every man candidate play and get them almost all right. In all seriousness, and you're going to expect a first-round pick to do that. Let me tell you, Brock Purdy would look awful in Pittsburgh's offense. Awful. There is no doubt about it. Brock Purdy's a system quarterback. Thank goodness he got drafted in San Francisco, because he is a good guy. And I want to see him succeed. However, it's a fact. He's a system quarterback. End of discussion. And San Francisco's in the NFC Championship. All right, back to the Lions now, because I got a little sidetracked there. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, good win for them, but they need a lot to work on for sure. As for Tampa, congrats on a great season. I thought you guys would get have the worst record in the league, so good job. Really good job. Last but certainly not least, Chiefs beat the Bills 27-24, ending the Bills season. So this rivalry is one-sided in the regular season, courtesy to the Bills. It's one-sided in the postseason, courtesy to the Chiefs. Unfortunately, the postseason is the only one that matters. And I feel like Buffalo needs to do better. They're wasting Josh Allen's career. Wasting it. I mean, he's an elite quarterback. It's a shame that he hasn't won a Super Bowl. His career's being wasted. Make Joe Brady the full-time OC. But I think they need to contemplate a change at head coach. You're talking about Philly making a change at head coach? Are you serious? The guy just took you to the Super Bowl last year. So if Philly fans are calling for Sirianni's job, why in the heck are Buffalo fans not calling for McDermott's job? He hasn't taken you to the conference championship since 2020. We were all wearing masks and social distancing the last time this team was in the championship game. So why is he not under scrutiny? I don't get it. At some point, you're going to have to say something. I mean, look at his fellow William and Mary graduate, Mike Tomlin, here in Pittsburgh with Big Ben. It's the same situation. You got Tomlin, you got Big Ben. The only difference was Tomlin won with Cowher's team in 2009. You got Tomlin, you got Ben. 2012 on. 0 Super Bowls and playoff wins are scarce. Pairing a defensive-minded coach with a quarterback is not going to work unless you have an elite offensive coordinator. Ken Dorsey was certainly not that. And hopefully Joe Brady is. But if he's not, then Buffalo's screwed. They need to look at their options, and they need to be the team that goes standing on tree to get this next OC hire. Because if they don't, there's going to be a lot of consequences in Buffalo, New York. So they got to do a lot. That's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for tuning in. It was a wild video, I know. Definitely was excited today. A little chippy around here, but God bless you all. Have a good one. Take care. Stay safe. Pray for Israel. And as always, peace. See you next time.